Hello guys, this is Momo. First of all, I would like to say Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and wish you all the best in coming New Year. Probably this is my last video in 2021, and in this video I would like to teach you how to make your own layout for sending to a customer or for having in your archive and using it. For ones who can remember, we had this function in Matrix 9 before. It was amazing tools, layout tools that these help us to make our layout, and then we can modify it, or we can make background, we can make frames, we can make graphics, add logos and something like that. Okay, but we don't have in MatrixGold. Actually, we in tools we have a tech report it is nice tools that I always use it for sending details to my customer, but if I have my own layout, it's much more easier for me, and my customers know this is from me, so it was easy for them also because they can use the details, they can see everything, and it was good for them. So in this video I teach you how to make something like that. First of all, the name of this is layout, okay, and each viewport's name is detail, okay, so we call them detail. So how to make it? We need to go to perspective. So in perspective, actually we don't need anything, okay, just we need our file, okay, our design, that's it. But as you can see, I'm in shaded mode, but my design looks like a real metal. So how did I do it? Actually, I use EMAP option, environmental map, okay, option. So it's really easy. You just need to click on EMAP, type EMAP actually. So you can select all your objects that you want to EMAP applied on that. So select layer, and then you need to press enter. So as you can see, you have many options here. So I choose gold white, and in this situation I can see like that. So it's really cool even for my customer, because it's better to send in green metal, green object, okay, is much more better. You don't need to close it, please put it here, and then you need to click on this plus tab, okay. If you don't have these, if you don't have your viewport tabs, you can go to you need to right click on viewport tabs, and then you can go to viewport layout, and then you can use it, okay, for viewports or 3 viewports, okay, or you can use it or high viewport tabs if you want it, okay. You can use these to have them, okay, great. So great. So if you don't have it, something like that, you just right click on here, and then viewport layout, and then show viewport tabs. So and they will appear, okay. So as default, you don't have design report, you have perspective, top, front, and right, okay. So you just click on this plus, and then go to new layout, and here you can type, for example, report number 2, okay. Select your printer if you need to print, and the settings apply on applied on layout. You can choose your printer, but by default I use Microsoft Print to PDF. You need to size your layout, actually viewport size, and then instead of portrait I use landscape, and then here they shows you the size, and initial detail count I prefer to use 4, okay, and then you press OK. So as you can see, some things appear after clicking OK on my screen, and then I have a new one, and the name is report 2, as you can see, okay, perspective, top, front, right, design report that I made it. and report that is a new one. Great. So now you can adjust them is just like an object. For example, you can select all of them, and you have the gumbo, and then shift and then click and then click on these square red or any square on the screen that's connected to the gumbo, and then shift and then click and then hold it and move to scale it, okay, in any sizes that you want. Okay, if you need to send your customer many details, you can have for view here, okay, and then if you want to adjust it, you need to double click, zoom out, and then here, and then double click again, double click, zoom out here, double click, and then you can adjust, okay, something like that. Okay, double click and then zoom out and then double click again. If you want to change these colors from red to black, you just select again and then you can go and select the black. Okay, if your lines are not thick as mine, because you need to go to options, okay, or you can right click, go to display option, okay, and here as you can see by default the layout is in wireframe. Go to objects, but I'm sure you cannot see it because the colors change to gray and the background is white, so you cannot see. So wireframe, object, curves, and change the curve width to 3, okay, and then press OK. So I have it in thick as mine. You will have the thick as mine, okay. And now I need another tab, okay, I need another detail. So I can just right click and add details, and then I can make something like that. Okay, great. So I select and then here double click and right click, go to perspective, set view, go to perspective, and then I want to show the back of my design to my customer too, okay, as well, okay, and then double click so my customer can see back of my design, okay, very good. And also you can make it bigger if you want, you can make it smaller if you want, it's up to you, okay. So I made something like this, great. But maybe you said that maybe you need dimension, but as you can see, these details, they don't have the same scale. Some of them is big, some of them is small, so maybe it makes problem for my customer, so he cannot see well here, okay. So what you need to do, you have to click on these detail, Control T or Properties panel, and as you can see we have a scale value, okay. So you are saying that 1 millimeter on page is, for example, how many millimeters you want in your model. If I change it to 1, okay, so it goes very small and I cannot see very well, okay. So I have to go to 0.3, something like that, okay, 0.3, and you can do the same here. You can 0.3. Okay, so as here is not what I want, so I have to go to 0.5. So here also I need to change to 0.5. Okay, it's much better, but I prefer to have it bigger. So I'm sure it's not the same as the bottom one, but because I think it's small, maybe my customer prefer to have the bigger one, but if it's not the same, it's fine for him, okay. So I want to say here 0.3, but here I go to 0.5, the same. That makes sense for my customer to see. And now I need to add details. I need to add dimensions to my design, okay. So what I need, let's do something. Let's mix all and scale it a little bit. Make them down is much more better. Okay, so let's add details. So I want to, if you add details here, okay, it's not correct, it's not the same, because we already scale it. Okay, it's not correct. So what we need to do first, let's fix this problem. I just need to go and change it to the shaded. Okay, so I want to tell you something. As you can see, when I double click and I go to viewport again, I can change and I can do a lot of things that maybe destroy everything that I made. So what I need to lock it. Okay, I need to click on locked. Okay, perfect. And here also I need to click and I need to locked. Okay, so here I need to locked, and in perspective too I need to lock it. Okay, it's much more better. Okay, so perfect. So now is locked, but if I don't want to lock it, double click, just click here, no lock, and then double click, and then I can change it. Okay, okay, so let me fix this. So I change it to shaded so I can see the diamonds better. Right click, I go to shaded, and here also the same, I go to shaded mode so I can see my diamonds much more better. Here I need to do something, so let me show you. I go to shaded, okay, and for adding the dimensions, I highly recommend you not doing here, because we already scale it. Okay, so if it is not correct, it's not real, it's not correct. So what we need to do is that we have to double click, and then we go to dim, and then we have to do it here, and then double click and come back again to our layout, because we already changed it. We already scale it our model. My model and my viewport, they don't have the same scale. They are not 1:1. Okay, we already scale it. So this is very, very important. Maybe for you these dimensions is very small. Okay, so how you can make it big? You need to go to options again. You need to go to annotation styles and default one, and then edit, and then here font change it to 4, probably for you is 1, and in arrow size change it to 4. Okay, and then press OK. So it must be big like that. Okay, and also you can change the font. I use Open Sans Serif fonts instead of Arial. So Arial. So I changed it already. Okay, so I need to do again. So I do dim. What's the size here? Okay, 1.9. Dim. What's the size here? Okay, so if I want to bring fonts these dimension, I just need to click Control and then drag up, so it comes because we by pressing Control key we activate elevator mode or lift mode, elevator mode, so it goes vertically to my viewport. Okay, so it's fine. Double click and then double click here. We do dim, and then we can say here is like this, I say like that, and then that's fine. Okay, so as you can see, we can see these dimensions in perspective ones. Okay, so to get rid of them, you just need to change our display option. So we double click, we go to display options. Actually we need to change first to plastic or something like that. Change it, I prefer to go to plastic. Okay, and then you need to uncheck the annotation showing. Okay, so you have to uncheck annotation showing. Okay, we do the same here. We go to plastic, and then I cannot see any kind of annotations or dimensions or anything that I don't want to have them. Okay, Perfect. So now what you need to do, maybe you want to bring your logo here at the bottom of your job. Okay, maybe you need to your logo. So it's really easy. You just need to picture. Okay, and I want to choose that one. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I want to use the CatCast logo. CatCast is official Gemvision dealer in Thailand, in Southeast Asia, most of the countries in Southeast of the Asia, and they are amazing company. They are amazing company, and they always help to me to make these kind of videos. Okay, great. And then we put it here. Okay. And then if you want to add address, you can do the same. But for address, really better to use text block or text command. Okay, don't use the text object or something like that, because they give you curve or solid, but text or text object is much more easier for you. Okay, you need to change the height to 4 as you prefer, and I would like to add the address. Okay, very good. And then I want to put it here, and then it's much more better to make it a little bit stretch. No, not that one. Okay, a little bit smaller. Okay, and then stretch a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And then I can add address here. Okay, let me change the color to black, and then you can add your own details too here. Okay, so you want to add date, so again you go to text object, you can type date. Okay, and you go here. Oh, it's much more better to first you put date, and then you run this command again, and then go to fx, and then go to date. So you can say which format do you prefer to use it. So let's do this one. Okay, let's do 20 December 2021, and then you have this. Okay, so I want to say something like that. This is date. Okay, and then you can add any details that you want. Let's make it a little bit smaller. It's big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, and then again you go for text. You can add job number, design number. Okay, design. You can add. Okay, diamond details, diamond or gem details, gem details. You can add anything that you want. Okay, and then I want to put it here. Okay, so you can add anything that you want. If you prefer to change, these if you prefer to change the gray color, you have to go to options. You need to go to appearance, and you go to colors, and here layout you can change it to white if you prefer to have it in white. Okay, so we already changed it to white. Okay, so you can add your own detail and layout in the layout command. Great. Okay, great. Let's see, is there any details that I didn't show you? No, everything was okay. Okay, thank you so much guys, and have a great year.